lab technician interview, you have come to the right place. We're going to break down all the essential questions and the best strategies to help you absolutely nail it and land that job. So let's dive right in. So your resume was good enough to get you in the door. That's awesome. But the interview, that's where you prove you actually belong there. It's not just about, listing off your skills. It's about showing them you're competent, you're reliable, and that you'll be a great fit for the team. Think of this as your strategic game plan for turning that conversation into a job offer. Okay, first things first, we have to talk about the absolute bedrock of any lab tech role. These are the non-negotiables, the skills and the safety knowledge that every single interviewer is looking for, period. Think of this as your ticket to even play the game. What's really key to understand here is that these points cover both your hard technical skills and your professional mindset. Can you handle samples with meticulous care? Are you genuinely confident with the equipment? And, this is a big one, do you follow protocols to the letter every single time? You need to have specific examples ready to go for each of these. Every single question they ask about your skills is really a test for these three traits: precision, reliability, and an almost obsessive attention to detail. They need to know that you're the person who's going to double-check that label, who calibrates the machine correctly, and who never, ever cuts corners. And of course, we have to talk about safety. This is so much more than a box-ticking exercise. When an interviewer asks about safety, what they're really doing is sizing up your sense of accountability. They're trying to figure out if you can protect yourself, your coworkers, and the integrity of the work. A casual attitude here is a major, major red flag. All right, with that foundation solidly in place, let's move on. Now we're going to tackle those essential, super common questions that, let's be honest, you are almost guaranteed to hear in any lab tech interview. Now, the questions you're going to face will definitely be a bit different depending on your experience level. If you're a recent grad, they're going to focus on your passion, your fundamental skills, and how familiar you are with basics like a lab information system or LIS. But for you seasoned pros, the questions are going to dig way deeper into your real-world experience, your problem-solving abilities, and how you handle the stress of a really busy lab. This is so important to remember. Every single tell me about a time when question is really a window into how you'll behave in the future. Your past actions are the best predictor they have of your future performance. So you've got to frame your answers to show them exactly the kind of amazing employee you're going to be. Okay, this next part is where you really get to shine and separate yourself from the pack. Answering those general questions well is great, but absolutely acing the technical deep dive is what proves you have the specific, high-level expertise that lab actually needs. So, if you're interviewing for a microbiology role, you better be ready for the nitty-gritty. They'll want to hear about your hands-on experience with things like gram staining or how you maintain a sterile field. It's all about proving you have that practical, on-the-bench knowledge. For pathology, the big focus is on tissue. How do you guarantee sample integrity all the way from collection to the final slide? Can you walk them through the process of embedding or sectioning? Nailing these kinds of questions shows you really get the delicate and precise workflow of a pathology lab. Now, in a chemistry lab interview, it is all about the analyzers. So don't just say you've used a certain machine. Be ready to briefly explain the principle behind it. What does it actually test for? And what do the results really signify? This shows a much deeper level of understanding. And for any roles that involve phlebotomy, you can expect questions that really blend your technical skill with your people skills. How do you handle a really nervous patient or a particularly difficult draw? And how do you guarantee that every single sample is labeled with 100% accuracy 100% of the time? And now, for the part that can make even the most experienced techs a little nervous, the dreaded scenario-based question. But I want you to reframe this. Don't see these as threats. See them as a golden opportunity to show off your critical thinking skills in real time. So, they hit you with a question just like this one. Your heart rate might jump a little, but don't panic. The interviewer isn't looking for one single correct answer here. What they're really testing is your thought process. Here it is. This is your framework for success. No matter what scenario they throw at you, just walk them through these steps. First, you acknowledge and assess the situation. Second, you follow protocol, always. Third, you explain who you would communicate with. And finally, you describe how you would document everything. This structure shows you're logical, safe, and totally reliable under pressure. And that's the whole point, right? Your answer proves you won't panic. It shows you can think clearly, you prioritize safety and procedure above all else, and you can handle unexpected challenges with professionalism. Honestly, that's often way more valuable than just knowing how to fix the machine. We're in the home stretch now. You've prepped for the core competencies, the common questions, and even those tricky curveballs. So let's just wrap up with a few final tips to bring it all home and make sure you walk in there with total confidence. Okay, let's run through a quick list of do's and don'ts. Definitely do your homework on the lab. What's their specialty? What accreditations do they have? Prepare specific stories about your successes. On the flip side, don't ever speak negatively about former jobs or colleagues. And please, don't forget to have your own thoughtful questions ready for them. It shows you're serious and engaged. You know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. The work that you do before the interview is what allows you to walk in feeling calm, confident, and ready to be your authentic self. Your preparation truly is your biggest asset. So, I'll leave you with this final, critical thought. When they inevitably ask, and they always do you have any questions for us? What are you going to say? Think beyond salary and vacation time. Ask about the team's biggest challenges or what opportunities there are for professional growth. The right question can be that final move that proves you're the top candidate. Good luck.